Hey, hello, welcome back to Free Speak. I'm Michael, I'm your host. As you can see, I am wearing green for St. Paddy's Day, because it's St. Patrick's Day when I'm recording this. So, hello, I wish you that well. I wish you well. So, there you go. Yeah, how are you guys? It's been a while since we last talked, but that's okay. I mean, we're here now, aren't we? Let me think. I got my sunglasses on because it's nice and warm. Let me tell you something. Let me just tell you something. It has been crazy here in Kansas City. When I was recording this last episode, I was in a winter coat with a hat on, okay? Then, now, just about the next day, so 2 days, and it is now 60. I am almost wearing shorts because it is almost close enough to wearing shorts. It is beautiful. I mean, it is so nice outside. I want to spend all my time outside because it is so beautiful and so nice. I honestly don't understand it. It confuses me. I don't understand how weather works anymore. I mean, I understand there's cold fronts, warm fronts, and they mix and they change. But to have such drastic switches has to have a reason, doesn't it? I mean, I don't know why. There's supposed to be a reason associated with it, but I don't know. So it's weird. It's bizarre to me. So there's my little spiel on the weirdness of the weather. It's a running joke that, weather in Kansas is completely weird and off the charts, and it's just insane, and that, you should always pack a winter coat and shorts in your car just in case the weather flip-flops. And it's never been the case all growing up for me, but it has now. Especially this season has been really just weird for us. But that's just weather. That's just small talk. You didn't come for small talk. You didn't come for small talk, no, did you? No, you came for serious talk. So I appreciate you tuning back into the channel to see what I have to say on issues. Yeah, I kind of want to talk about it. I moved out of my parents' house to live with some friends from college. It's not, at the same time, it's still a sensitive enough subject to where it's just recently happening, so I really can't offer you opinions, but at the same time, it's something that I can talk about, and talk about just generally my experience with it so far, and just, I guess, where that comes from. I think it differs from family to family, but there seems to be belief here that at 18 you are responsible for your own decisions. You're 18, that's it, you've grown up, you're an adult, all the decisions you make now affect you. You can go to jail, you can go buy things online now, you are 18 years or older, so you can finally participate in all those phone surveys and phone competitions that they have all over the United States on the radio. 18 is kind of like a becoming of age. You transfer from adolescence and less responsibilities. You have taxes that you paid for now. You're now you're an independent. You're no longer a dependent on your parents. Some people don't do that. Some people stay on as a dependent for a while. But the age 18 in, at least around here, it's important. It's a big step. It changes a lot. I turned 18 on my senior year of high school, so I was still 18 when I was in high school. So a little bit, and I think a little bit of the schooling system also changes that, perhaps a little bit. You don't really become independent until after high school, but still some people turn 18 at high school. While they're still in their high school careers, they're finishing up, they turn 18. But there's really a difference of culture going on. I know for me, especially with the struggles that I've had, coming from Russia, which is considered, not from Russia, I was born here, but the experiences I've had with my Russian parents, the experiences there, those are a Russian culture. I believe Russia is a collectivist culture. There's two different types. There's individualists and collectivists. And Russia is a very collectivist culture. So you're you're constantly with people. You know, your family is important. You go and you you live together in the same apartment building. You know, I heard stories growing up as where one family shares an apartment, and that's you have mom, you have grandma, you have your father, you have all these people living in one apartment because it's a family atmosphere. And the same thing comes with the way you respond and interact with people. So like the extreme is, of course, Chinese culture and more of these Asian cultures of bringing dishonor to your family and worshiping your family and worship these ancestors, these beliefs. I don't know a lot about them, so I can't really speak to them. But they have, I think that's more of the other extreme of collectivist cultures, is being able to say, hey, this is yada yada, or no, I always do that. Like, you know, don't bring dishonor to your family. Your actions reflect on your family. Whereas America is more of a individualist culture. So it's talking more about, you know, that's it. You know, you're your own person. You represent yourself. You should have your own interests in mind, your own self-interest, you know, so just do that and, you know, be responsible for yourself. Which is a shift. It's different. It's not necessarily better or worse. It's just different. Yeah. So I think that, and that's a difference that I've noticed a lot, is that, you know, I've always wanted to, you know, remain loyal to the family, but then I have the other struggle of being loyal to myself and standing up as an individual for myself. There isn't this understanding in Russia or Russian culture where you're like, oh no, you can't be your own individual. You have to always be part of the family. That's not the case. I feel like I'm not connecting. There we go. Now I can connect. I don't know. That's just a difference that I've noted. And so, especially with like moving out, some adults, some parents will kick their kids out at 18. So at 18, you are on your own. Get out of the house. Or as soon as you finish high school, as soon as they've done their duty to raise you and to get you through school, they'll kick you out and they say, okay, that's it. You know, you're on your own. Make sure you do well. You know, this is a growing process. You're going to learn and you're going to grow, which is fine. And I'm not saying that one thing is better. That's one idea. There's another perception of, you know, staying close to the family. You know, and this is something that not necessarily we struggled with, but it was something like, hey, you know, be part of the family. Don't. It's hard. Again, I can't speak too much to it because I have a lot of personal ties that I'm not ready to talk about. So I'm just generalizing at this point. It's just, and I think there's a step. I think there's a process that's important. I definitely think that you should move out and become independent and establish yourself. But I think you should also do that when you're ready, or when you know you can handle it. Or when you can financially do that. You know, you don't want to move out and go broke and end up just living off of scraps, living paycheck to paycheck. But at the same time, you also don't want to be coddled by your parents. And then again, so my reasoning behind moving wasn't because I was being coddled. It was actually the opposite. I wanted to be more independent. I wanted to prove myself and prove my worth, I can do this. You know, I think I'm ready to take this step again. And I think it's also important that when you do that, you are met with love and connection from your family. So if your family's like, you can do this, but you're always welcome to come back. I think that's really important in the entire growing process, is saying, do this, but always know that you have a family to come back to. And I do, and I love it, and I appreciate it, and I know that means the world to me. So, I mean, there's a little bit of difference. You know, you have to make sure that you know what you're doing. You're not just doing it on the tail of a coin, on the flip of a coin. But you know, there's a time and place for everything, and I think it's important to. I think it's a decision that you have to make at some point. I think our society, the American society, really pushes that eventually, because a lot of, and this is something that I saw on Facebook today, there's a lot of push towards four-year universities. There isn't the sense of like, you know, oh, you know, do whatever feels right and, you know, figure this out. No, I feel, especially from the school that I went to, and a lot of pushes, it pushes you towards a 4-year, you know. you did high school for 4 years, and now go and do upper education for 4 years. Don't worry about the debt, because you'll have a good paying job and you'll be great. And I feel a lot of education kind of falls through the hole of like trade jobs. So learning how to weld, learning how to be an automotive engineer, being able to fix cars. All these other industries that kind of get glanced over, I feel like, because there just isn't that push and drive for it. You know, a lot of people talk about making money and climbing the corporate ladder, and that's fine, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I am a firm believer that you will always be stuck doing that job. You'll always be stuck working for the man, for the clock, and you won't ever be able to escape it. You're always stuck in this, I'm working for the clock, I have to time in, I have to clock out. If I want to make more money, I have to work more. Da 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 da. I'm studying to be an entrepreneur, and that's a funny thing to say. Studying to be an entrepreneur. You either are or you aren't. You can't really study. Well, you can study. That's a personal concern of mine. But yeah, I think so many times these trade jobs I kind of frowned upon by society, like a garbage man, like being a garbage man. That's actually not a bad paying job. It's fairly good. It pays fairly well. Same thing with other jobs that are important. Engineers, welders, construction workers. All these jobs are important to our society, and we can't really function without them. And a lot of people just kind of scuff them off as, those aren't really important. I'm doing important things with my degree. I'm gonna be fantastic someday. And that's why I wanted to do something more independent, something where I am responsible for my own schedule. I can make the advances I want to make. I can make changes that I want to make. That's what I find important, and that's why I'm pursuing the education that I'm pursuing. But that's kind of my take on it. I think that's all I have to say on that point. So move out when you're ready. Make sure you think of all the steps through, and if you don't, make sure you have a support at home. You know, don't sever ties and be like, I hate you, I'm moving out because I hate you. Leave. Don't do that. Be smart about it. Be good about it. And I'm not, again, as I said last time, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just giving you advice and showing you an image and hoping that you can take from it what you want. But that's my advice, my suggestion, is that, you know, have a family, have a support in place to where you can fall back on, but at the same time try to become more independent and learn more about yourself and be able to analyze yourself and say, okay, this is going to help me grow, this is not going to help me grow, this is going to be better, this is going to be worse. So just pay attention to those things. And then, you know, don't ever look down on other opportunities besides 4 years. You know, college is college, and you're going to get an education if you want to get an education. If you don't, then you're not gonna learn wherever you go. You have to decide for yourself. So that's my advice. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for watching. I'm sorry that it's been a little different. If for those of you who are trying to analyze the route, I switched it on you. You can't find me anymore because I'm going somewhere else. Anyways, you guys are awesome. Thank you for your lovely comments. Thank you for your shares, for your likes, for all the love that you show. Share the love, share the video, keep commenting, keep liking. I will keep putting them out. And I wish a happy St. Patrick's Day to you guys. Have a good day.